I'm Brad Stilwell. I'm the economic counselor at the U.S. Embassy in Kuwait.
What do you believe is the biggest challenge emerging markets face today? How can students and recent graduates contribute to advancing these developing economies?
Well, I don't know if it's the biggest challenge facing emerging markets today, but if we think about investing into emerging markets, then I believe it is about having sound investment climates. International treaty conferences are not necessarily the most stirring events, but I do recall a memorable quotation from one 15 years ago in Frankfurt, which is, "A foreign investor is a rare animal. It has the heart of a rabbit, the legs of a gazelle, and the memory of an elephant." And I've seen that in my work. It's important that foreign investors have a positive experience when they go into a market. As you know, dissatisfied customers tend to tell a lot of people, and so I think having the right frameworks in place is incredibly important. There's been a lot of great work that's been done in the post-war period by organizations like OECD, UNCTAD, the U.S. government, and other governments to try and build capacity and build better regulations and legislation to create an equal playing field, to protect intellectual property rights, to ensure that investor rights are protected. Certainly bilateral investment treaties, other instruments are helpful in that effort. It's important that countries have a good track record when it comes to treatment of foreign investors in local courts or in arbitration and so forth. So should things head in that direction, but I think it's generally positive when a more amicable resolution of such disputes can be achieved. So those are some of my thoughts. As for what can students do in this area, well, I think there's a whole host of actors in the international economic policy community that they could consider working for, bringing their talents to bear, or for the development agencies. But if they are going to go the private sector route, which I certainly don't discourage, there are dynamic markets out there that are going to hold a lot of opportunities for them in the decades to come. I think that they may find that many of the best opportunities are brought about by entrepreneurs who've had exposure to that kind of investment climate, have been educated perhaps in a place where they've been able to experience the benefit of a strong rule of law and these kinds of market conditions that allow entrepreneurs to flourish. And having that experience, they may return to an emerging market where they spent an earlier part of their life and create something quite remarkable. I've seen that repeatedly, so I think those are some of the ways that students could consider.